July 19th, Saturday night, DJ stage, right after Sister Nancy. Great interview on Radio Uganda with Sam Kamoga. Check it out.
How is the weather like down there in Portland?
It's been very good. It's been warm. The last couple days ago, it was very, very hot. And it cooled down yesterday. Very nice today.
Glad to have you on the show. We've been planning this for a long time, and finally it is happening on the Thursday night, 8 p.m., actually 3 minutes past 8 in Kampala. I understand you guys are way too behind us. What's the time?
Right now it is 10:03 a.m. in Portland, Oregon.
10:03 a.m.
It's the Pacific Northwest.
We've been setting this up for a time, and finally it is happening, and I'm super excited. Hope you are.
I'm very excited. I'm really happy. I had the technical difficulties, but now it sounds excellent.
Announcing Mikey Dub for the very first time. Who is Mikey Dub?
I started out as a musician. I play guitar. And after many years of playing in bands and in recording studios, mostly on the East Coast of the United States, which is Baltimore, Maryland. That's where I was born. And I learned studio, a lot of multi-track recording on analog equipment.
Yeah.
And I just really got into it. And then the biggest thing for me ever was seeing Peter Tosh live in concert.
You've watched Peter live in concert? Which year was that?
It was a Peter Tosh at the DAR Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. in 1983.
Oh, that's a tour he had in the States. Then he went to... was that the time he was at the Greek Theater?
Yes. I've been there many times, but I never saw him there. I saw Jimmy Cliff there.
You never saw him at the Greek Theater?
I saw Jimmy Cliff there.
Is that when you fall in love after watching Peter Tosh, or it was love?
The Peter Tosh concert was a life-changing experience for me. I had seen reggae before, local bands, and I liked it. But when I saw the Tosh in concert, it blew me away. He was the Mama Africa tour, and that's when Johnny Be Good just came out as the single, and it was amazing. All the songs, every song he played was so amazing. We snuck in tape recorders. It was back in the 80s when you could have, those little Walkman. And my friend got kicked out of the concert because he got caught with his recorder, and he snuck back in with it. He got back in and he got the end of it too, and it's still available. That same recording, like all these years, I found it. It's being traded around.
Must be special.
He opened up with African, which was one of my favorite songs.
Yes. Well, I've watched his performance at the Greek Theatre 1983. He opened up with Lift Myself Up. That's the one I watched really online. He opened up with Lift Myself Up, and I think it is special. Well, I'll be honest with you. I've watched a couple of reggae artists, but if I had ever watched Peter Tosh, trust me, that would be it for me, because he's my favorite reggae artist of all time.
Me too.
Watched Taras Riley. I've watched Morgan Heritage, Christopher Martin. I've watched UB40. And man, Peter Tosh, what a guy. So why dub? Because understand, reggae has so many domains. There is dub reggae, ska, rocksteady. Of course, ska and rocksteady gave birth to reggae, but there is digital, there is dub, lovers rock, there is roots and culture, and a lot of it. But why dub for you, Mikey? Yes, as an artist and as a producer.
Well, what happened with me was, the person who taught me a lot about recording when I was younger, he would play dub, Dub Syndicate, and he was friends with he had scientists came over to his studio and mixed the last Dub Syndicate song, I don't know if it was the last, one of the last Dub Syndicate albums. They mixed it in Baltimore at my friend's studio. And around that time is when I'd always listened to reggae, but I wasn't really experienced with dub. I didn't really know anything. I never really heard the correct dub. I heard things that sounded like instrumentals, but the big thing for me is that when I first heard it, it was a show in Garberville, California, where they have Reggae on the River. And I lived there. And I was living in that neighborhood, right, where they have Reggae on the River. And I went to every Reggae on the River, the first 10 of them. And I really, really had a great time. And that's when I started deciding that I was going to, like, not only play reggae music, but recording, and the whole dub was all about recording, and I was really interested in the recording aspect because I learned how to do recording way back in when I was like 18. That's when we first went to a recording studio. But then when reggae and especially dub, the person who taught me all that, he passed away. And after that, for some reason, there was a connection between me and Dub Syndicate and him passing away that made me, that was my dream. And then it took me I started recording right away in around 1999 to 2000, but I didn't really get anything that sounded professional for like 10 years. It took a long time because I had a computer, but I just didn't have the skills to perform it too. Like I played guitar, but it wasn't really good. It took me a long time to figure out to use the skank. The skank is so different than rock and roll, because that's what I learned how to play music. But the skank, it's so hard. It was really hard for me, and a lot of times I didn't even play it because I just couldn't do it. And eventually I got it, and now I got it, and it's great. I love play. That's all I play now. But at first it was difficult because it doesn't. The way that you play guitar is so different on a skank than with rock and roll. It's like not even in the same. It's almost like a different instrument. It's almost like a drum, a percussion instrument.
True. Because with dub, you're going to have the bass, you have percussionists. It's a lot. You need a drummer who is on point. which sometimes in rock, you don't need a lot of that. As long as you have drums and
Right.
the hard metal guitar, you're good to go. You understand?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
I
So
love heavy bass. That's what
yeah.
really got me like going. And I play bass too, and I play keyboards. Now I most of the time I do the bass lines on the keyboard, a MIDI,
Mm.
because I can get like better sounds through like Ableton with the bass that I use. It's a
Mm.
sub bass.
Mm.
You're familiar with sub bass. It's very low. You can feel it, but you can't hear it, and
Yeah.
that's gets me really. I love that. And then I also build my own drums and rhythms. I make my own rhythms, and when I make my own rhythms, um, I just start out with just kick, snare, hi hat, drums, and
Mm.
skanks and keyboard. Just
Mm.
real simple. And then after the singer sings on it, then I'll add extra everything. I have a keyboardist and a horn player who plays about 3 or 4 different horns. So he could do a whole
Yeah.
horn section. Yeah.
Well, Mikey, what do you think or what do you make of the reggae scene in US, in the States? Because we all know the US has a space that takes in everything that comes. I know rock is big in the US, pop is big, hip hop is, of course, very, very big because of the black communities down there. And what is the reggae scene like in the States?
Well, it recently it's changed a little bit, but
Okay.
for most of the time that I've been involved with music, which is like my whole life,
Yeah.
reggae. This is the issue within the United States. That doesn't include Canada or Mexico. I'm just talking about within the United States. The music business, the companies that run the different genres, like you have country, and you have black music or hip hop,
Yeah.
and you have blues. The people who own the record labels, they didn't see any money in it. Because American. This is a generalization, but on a normal basis, American like African Americans don't listen.
Yeah.
They weren't getting reggae. They weren't picking it up. They weren't buying it. The only people that were really buying reggae were like college kids, and that's
Okay.
and that's like white college kids on the East Coast and in California. Not so much in the middle of the country, but on the coast, and mostly in colleges. So they didn't see any money in it. They never
Yeah.
saw and they never pushed it either. They made sure it didn't get like was kind of strange when Bob Marley, he played with like Stevie Wonder, and also he toured with I forget what the band was called, like really really good, like one of the best like soul. I can't remember who they were, but it was like I can't remember. I mean, it was the OJs. It was somebody really, really big, very popular, and the crowds just there was no reception for Bob. They came to see the headliner, but Bob opened, and the only people who really liked it were like white college kids, and that's
Yeah.
the industry now is still the same way because dub is really big in Mexico right now.
Yeah.
Like it's bigger right now in Mexico than anywhere in the world. It's huge there right now, but there's nothing in the United States. Nothing. It's put there's no they control is very controlled here. The record companies
Yeah.
control who's going to make it and who's not. They're very much hands on.
They control the media houses too, right?
Yes, it's all controlled really, really tightly. Like Jay-Z and all, hip hop and rap, That stuff is what they want to sell. Anything else, they don't.
Yeah.
They quash it. They make sure it doesn't get big. That's the problem. But it's changing. It's changing. Just recently, they realized that reggae is like the biggest growing music worldwide. It's growing bigger than any other genre worldwide. So that means that they're gonna want to get a cut out of that.
But does it get any airplay?
No.
American, yeah.
It gets airplay only on college or community radio stations. But
Private radio stations, to be exact.
Yes, there's community radio stations here in Portland that everyone listens. Because the commercial stations are just playing top 40 hits.
Exactly, the Billboard Top 100.
Yeah, that's
Upward
it.
Top 50.
Over and over again, repeating.
I know. We have stations down here in Uganda
Yeah.
that really do the same thing. We have stations that will play the same music over and over again because maybe, just maybe, somebody sold to them the idea that that's what the people want to listen to. And it is really sad because a lot of good music doesn't pass. Most of what passes on the media, it's not the best things what everyone should be listening to, but the media is controlled and there are people who dictate what the people should listen to. So I totally get what you mean.
Yes, it's very controlled here. Like it's really sad too because people here who do dub, they're all going to They're all going to Mexico to play, and they'll play in Portland in front of like 40 people, and then they'll play in Mexico in front of 3,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's with my friend. I played with Zion Train. He goes. They're from England, but he comes through here, and like hardly anybody comes to the show. No one's really heard of them because they're, like I said, they don't want that kind of music to come out because they're not making anything on it. So then when he goes to Mexico, he said there was like 5,000 people at the show. Yeah.
And so reggae usually talks about injustices, and the USA has a lot of that. For example, gun violence, racism, and many of whatever is happening. I really don't want to go into it, but we all know there is a lot of gun violence in the States.
Yes.
Has reggae in any way tried to speak about this? Have you guys, as artists and producers, players of instruments, the makers of the music, what have you done to make sure, because over the years, these are things reggae has been talking about. Gregory Isaacs, Set the Captives Free, Cool Down Your Temper, Mr. Cope. Peter Tosh has been singing about this for like the whole of his life. Bob Marley and the Wailers, literally Prince Farai, every artist in Jamaica, literally in the 70s, 80s, and the 90s, has a song about gun violence because that is what was happening in Jamaica at the time. And we watch it all over the news. There is a lot of gun violence, racism. You see police brutally arresting blacks. What have you as artists, players of instruments, done maybe to change this? Because I believe through music, a lot can be changed.
Well, the lyrics mostly has to do with the lyrics. Like a few of my lyrics talked about that. It had to do with basically, like, there's some times where, like, I'm not talking about gun violence. I'm talking about, like, when Selassie was being attacked by the Italian fascists. He actually, I read something in the New York Times that he actually, the palace was being attacked, he got into the machine gun and took down the planes, the Italians, and himself. It says that he actually got into the thing, but as far as here, it's people get shot for the really, really, really no reason, like things that don't seem like they're important. Some of it's about money, which is important, but I think a lot of it we hear about it is people around here. There's gun violence, and it's usually like on the weekends, where people come from the suburbs, and there'll be young kids who are like over 21, but they're under 25 in that area, and they're still kind of like sometimes they'll bring guns down here, and it's usually not over money. I mean, it's over like some weird stuff that is just showing off, or I don't know what it is. But I don't live in an area where it's really, really, really bad. Like Portland is in the Pacific Northwest, and the crime rate here is a lot lower than it is in like Los Angeles or in New York City. Or even in Baltimore, where I'm from, is one of the worst. Is crime-ridden. It's the East Coast. East Coast city.
The East Coast has a lot of crimes. I've read.
So much gun violence. When I lived there was drive-by shootings like almost every night. Every night, one time I was about a block away from one where 16 people got killed when it happened. Yeah, wow. But I usually some of the songs that I wrote, like when I was first starting out, I had a really big variety of different subject matter, and now I'm not really writing lyrics. I'm using the singers that I use do all the lyrics.
Exactly.
But except for I'm trying to think now. I have a song right now that I'm actually trying to get one of my singers to use my lyrics, because I finally talked to him and I was like, please, use your own lyrics. Usually they use their own lyrics because it just feels better when the singer actually writes the lyrics. It's just got more something to it. You know? But he's busy and he's always doing dub plates and stuff. So I was like, well, I'll send you some of my lyrics, and he liked them. So I might actually be having my lyrics on the next song.
Interesting. Speaking of singers, who have you worked with? Those that we do know and those we do not know, maybe. This could be a platform for the listeners of Reggae Radio to be introduced to those artists, because we really want to look out for whoever is adding anything onto this cause that is taking reggae to the top. So who are some of those singers? You've kept on speaking about your singers, the singers. Who are some of those?
Well, I have to first tell you about what happened. Is that my record label, the people that offered me, it's very good label. There's not a lot of financial thing. It's more of just helping with distribution. But the thing about it is, they didn't want to do it unless I got another singer. I guess they didn't really like my voice. My voice wasn't good enough. I'm a guitar player. I'm not really a singer, but I didn't have anybody else. So they told me, like, find a singer. So somehow I found one, and her name was Clotilde Trepy. That's Clotilde, and Trepy is Trepy, from France. She's an excellent singer, and that was the first single I did on Dubophonic Records. And once I sent that to them, they accepted me, and I've been doing stuff on Dubophonic ever since then. They're from Cyprus, which is near Greece. It's an island.
Yeah.
They're an excellent label. I love being on that label. I feel like happy there. There's not a lot of money in it, but it's very it's very like family, or everyone treats you good, and the person who runs it, he's really into the music. That's what
I've actually interacted with them. They've emailed me the music.
Good.
I think I last talked to them last year around November. They sent me EPs that they were working on, and Reggae Radio has been playing that music. I think they are really doing a good job. So are you planning on traveling, or maybe by any chance, traveling to Africa and have some shows here? Which countries are you thinking about?
Yes, I would love that. What I want to do is Japan, and while I'm over here, is do Europe and Africa, because I don't see myself being able. But once I'm over there in that part of the world, I might as well just do it all, because going back home and then having to get the money to do it again. So once you're over there, you're there. So that's my idea.
Okay, interesting. We'll be looking out for that. So what's in the pipeline? What should we look out for in the nearby future? Are you working on any albums, EPs? Do you have any records?
Well, I'm going to be doing another song with Debbie DeFire, who worked with Lee Scratch Perry. Her name, when she was 18 years old, she sang a song. She did a record that was a hit called "Traveling" by Lee Scratch Perry. It's called Deborah Keese in the Black Five, with Lee Scratch Perry production at the Black Ark when she was 18. And now I did a song with her about 2 years ago, and we're working on another one too now. She's really good. Great.
Looking forward to that.
And then also, I want to I gotta just say my other singers here. Right now, I've got a couple people in the future that I'm working with right now, but I want to tell you a little bit. I have this other singer. His name is Tharara, Tharara. He's from South Africa. And he sent me the vocals, and I mixed it in, and it came out really good. He's in the first EP, and then also I have Devin Chemist. We just call him Chemist. He's from Portland here, and he's on stage with me live when I play live, and we have a single called Devin Chemist. It's called Against the Wall, and then also Don Hartley. He's a big. That's probably the most streams by anybody. Any of my songs has been the song I did with Don Hartley, and that
he's the song. Just one of the guys.
Yeah, he's great. We love him.
I love him so much.
Yeah,
I really love Don Hartley.
Yeah, that song is called "Causeless Still Not Come." And then one more. I have to really put. I don't want to miss anybody, so Carlton Livingston is going to be doing a song with me, and he said, I couldn't believe it, and he sent seriously, he sent a demo to me, and then it was just amazing, and then
he's an absolute legend.
Prince Allah is working on a song with me. Have you ever heard of him? He's great. He's singing a song.
Every Saturday night has played a lot of Prince Allah, has played a lot of Carlton Livingston.
Yeah, and then also I've got two more, and then we can go on to the next. And then what was and I almost lost track of where I was. Okay, then. After that, there is there was like one more person that I'm working on a song with, and I can't even think of it. Prince Allah, and this is a song that's going to be coming out really soon. Delton Screechy, he's from Jamaica.
Screechy.
He's from Kingston. He's a veteran singer, excellent, really good. I have a song called John Name.
We all love him here. Trust me.
Oh, you know him? Okay, great. He's awesome. He's
Yes.
amazing. He sent me. I got 2 songs with him coming out. I've already got those almost done. I've got them right now. That's coming out next. The Delton Screechy.
Yeah,
And then after that,
man.
I have a melodica player called Ja93 from Japan. This is new, very new. We're going to be doing something really soon. We've actually started recording. She started recording on my rhythms. I sent her 10 rhythms, and she's figuring out which one she wants to pick. And she sent me a demo, and it's amazing.
So she's going to play melodica on any that she chooses.
I sent her 10 new rhythms, and I told her to pick some, and she said she's going to play on all of them. I was like, that's good. We'll just figure it out, and I just want to hear them all. She's
Could
so
just
amazing.
become an album.
Yeah, she's great. She said she did something with Alpha Stepper, and she lives in Hiroshima. Her name is Ja93. Amazing melodica player. I've had other melodica players, but I also want to name just really quick the horn player that I play with. His name is Joby Tijanera. He's excellent. He plays everything. He plays every horn, wind instrument you can think of. And then the keyboardist that I work with is Andrew Dietz. And that way I get to name everything. And then, of course, Dubophonic Records. That's everything I do is on Dubophonic.
Yeah.
I just had to mention all those things. Thank you.
Yeah, speaking of Ja93 and Japan is one of those countries that has a very huge reggae community.
I love it. I want to move. I want to go there and play. I want to do a tour of Japan.
Trust me, I'm sorry I'm going to say this. Asia is not a continent I fancy. I see people fussing a lot about Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, Kuwait, and a lot. But I want to be in just one country, Japan.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Something about Japan and reggae, the romance it just keeps growing each day,
Yes.
I've seen selectors go to Japan and play. I've seen David Rodigan play there. The late great Just Shaka played there many times.
He's my favorite. I listen to him before I write music. I listen to Shaka a lot of Shaka, especially for bass line.
Just Shaka.
I listen to that to get when I can't get a bass line. I'll listen to him and it'll inspire me.
For me, he is or he was, and he will still be one of the greatest ever dub players.
Yes, I think he is the greatest. I would consider him the greatest. Well, he's a producer, but he's also he plays guitar, and some people say he plays those bass lines. But
he was also a vocalist.
Yeah, he sings too. Yeah,
I know
excellent.
records. Just Shaka really put vocals to, and I was talking to a friend the other day. So, did you know Just Shaka has records he put voices to? Speaking of producers and selectors or dub players that put vocals to their instrumentation, I also just found out, I think it was last year, Robbie Shakespeare actually has some music he put vocals to.
For what to?
Robbie Shakespeare.
For what to?
There is a song, Sly and Robbie. I'm forgetting the title, but can I get it off head right now?
That's okay. I've seen them live.
It is a rock steady track.
Oh, okay.
It is a rock steady track.
I love rock steady.
I will look for it, and when I remember it, maybe before the interview gets done. Man, Robbie Shakespeare.
Yeah, he's great.
Actually put vocals to that, and I
love he did. Oh, so he sang on it. Oh, I didn't know that. I never heard of that.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes, Rastafari.
Yeah, man. So here is how we go into the scotches, and you just have to pick just one piece of a biscuit. So would you rather record with Lee Scratchberry or King Tubby?
Tubby.
Why Tubby?
He's always been my favorite because he had just something about the way he he mixes and the way Scientist mixes. Who was I
Yeah,
guess his first apprentice was
because
Scientist.
scientist is a student of King Tubby.
Yes, he's an apprentice. I heard.
Unlike Lee Perry, because Lee Perry and Tubby coexisted.
Right.
Lee Perry was there before King Tubby, I want to think. So scientist and King Jammy's
I would say
students of
King
King
Tubby
Tubby.
and Scientist. King Tubby actually is my favorite out of all the
Yeah.
producers, and then I also like Adrian Sherwood a lot. When I first got into dub, I was into Dub Syndicate, and that was Style Scott, and really good stuff. That was when
Yeah.
I first really got heavy into dub around 1995. I started getting into it. That's when I saw Dub Syndicate live at Reggae on the River, and also Michael Rose played that year too.
Black
19
Uhuru.
Yeah, well, it was Michael Rose solo, but I seen Black Uhuru too. That was
He had left Black Uhuru, yeah?
man, they're the best. I mean, I can't think. My favorite is Puma.
Puma
Puma
Jones
is
may
the
have some
best
rest in peace.
the background vocals that she does
Yeah,
are
yeah.
amazing. I was trying to get one of my
song
singers to sing. With her.
Emotional Slaughter.
Oh, I love
You
that
you
song.
listen to Emotional Slaughter, the voice of Puma Jones in the background.
Yes, she's
I
amazing.
can hear it playing in my head right now.
I tried to
May have
get
rest
my
in peace.
one of my backup singers to do that, and she was like, "Well, maybe she could. It's a little too high. Maybe it was like an octave down." Puma sings is super
I think
high.
Puma Jones
A soprano.
will, for me, in my opinion, American voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's rare though.
So
It's
would
very
you
rare.
rather play with Peter Tosh or Bob Marley?
Tosh.
Tosh. Anytime.
Yeah.
That was easy. If it weren't for dub reggae, would you rather be a rock and roll artist, a soul or jazz artist, R&B artist, or would you be a rapper?
I would have to say rock and roll.
Rock and roll, because it was your first
Or
love,
funk.
really, before
Funk. Funk.
Oh,
Funk is rock. It's still rock and roll, but it's a little.
yeah,
That's
still
sort of my
rock.
style.
Funk is polished rock and roll,
It's
if
a
I
little
may
bit.
put it that way.
It has and the bass line. It has a little bit more going for it. I think
A little bit smoother.
it's a lot more danceable. More danceable than
Yeah, sure.
than rock and roll. It's only so to me, especially now that I know all this really good music. Dancing to rock and roll is like I don't even want to hear. I rarely listen
One
to
of
it
the
anymore.
craziest things to do. There used to be a club, a nightclub here in Uganda.
Yeah.
There is a mall called Garden City. There used to be a club at the rooftop. I don't really remember what the name was. Could be Gecko Lounge, if my head serves me right. It was a white man's bar, so they used to play rock and roll like Monday to Monday.
Yeah.
One day in 2015, I escaped from school, went to that club, and people were dancing to rock and roll, and it looked weird. The music was always good. I love rock and roll. Rock and roll is like my side love apart from reggae.
Okay.
But I hear you when you say rock and roll is not danceable, you know?
Early rock and roll is though I mean it's hard to explain like hard rock is not really that danceable but
hard
metal yeah it's not really that dance music but if you listen to something like Chuck Berry or Rolling Stones who really like Chuck Berry that's danceable.
Well, there are artists that are emerging right now. Well, they've been here since the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Bands like the 1975 are doing really well with rock and roll. Sam Fender, you've heard of Sam Fender?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's doing very well. And I think there is a lot of. Uh, I think rock and roll left America. It
Yeah.
is now in the UK so much because there are so many bands that are emerging in the UK, and they are doing very good rock and roll. There used to be a show I used to listen to back in the day on BBC Radio 1, the Friday Night Rock Show by a guy called Thomas Vance. Really, for me, that's what it introduced me to rock, you know.
I grew up on rock and roll, so I listened.
Yeah,
To,
we
I
all
listened
have
to
to rock and roll.
Rolling Stones were really big. That was a big.
There was a radio station in Uganda that I think 90% played rock. It was called Touch FM. Sadly closed, and we've had a very interesting conversation, Mikey. It was so real to have you. Hopefully, I can have you anytime sooner.
Yes.
We still have a lot to discuss. I'm going to play your music at the end of this interview. I'll make sure I give the listeners at least 30 minutes of Mikey Dub, or dubs played by Mikey. So it was so real to have you at my show.
Thank you so much.
For being kind. Thank you for keeping the music alive.
Yes,
and, yeah, man.
Blessed love.
Blessed love. Hopefully, one day we shall cross paths.
Yes, that would be amazing. I will. I've heard of people who are playing in Africa now. I've heard of a couple people, and I know of other people who went there just to do video stuff because they can make a video for really cheap there.
Yeah, true. Very. Everything is affordable here, apart from essential things like healthcare, education. You'll be surprised. Those are the most expensive things to access.
Really? Okay. Why? Yeah. Because it's not allowed.
It's what the people need, but the system really makes them expensive somewhat I don't know, for reasons best explained to them. But we're pushing on, and by the light of Jah, we're still here and playing his music. Thank you so much. It's been real.
Thank you, Sam. Rastafari, blessed love. Don't forget Dubophonic Records.
Yeah.
Good day, bro.
Bless up. Good night.
Let us call on his name. Let his name be praised. Oh yeah, oh Lord. Jah name and us up for you and queen. Exit we must done. Jah name and us up for you and queen. Elohim Adonai, you get up every day. Father's name, you got to have a cleanness and a pure in heart to enter in the gates of Zion. Oh Lord, I say, it's not the dread upon your head that makes you a Rasta man. You have to be clean in your heart and soul. You must get a beating. Jah is the master. Yes, he is the creator. He created this heaven. Oh Lord.
The conquering lion of Judah. The conquering lion of Ethiopia. Ethiopia. The conquering lion of Judah. Lion of Judah.
Thank you, Jah, for each and every day. Thank you, Jah, for another precious day. Oh, I thank you. I thank you for today. Thank you, Jah, Jah. Oh, I thank you. I thank you for today. Thank you, Jah, Jah. Times have changed, things are no longer the same. But I thank you, Jah, for each and every day. Oh. In this time, so Jah, I thank you. Thank you, Jah, Jah. In every day, Rastafari, Jah, Jah. So Jah, I thank you. Thank you, Jah, Jah. For each and every day. Thank you, Jah, Jah. Jah is the light of my salvation, and I don't fear no I and I the singer, bell ringer. I and I the singer, bell ringer. I and I the singer, bell ringer. I and I the singer, bell ringer, bell ringer, dub 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 dub, bell ringer, ringing all the love, 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 love. I and I the singer, ding ding dong, all day long, binging my bong 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 bong, singing my song. Keep ringing my bell, might as well. Ding ding dong, all night long.
The conquering lion of
My bell, might as well. Ding ding dong.
the conquering lion of Judah.
Woo yeah, whoa yeah. In these times you have to be careful. In these times, open up your eyes. In these times, you see what they're using. Quantum physics and AI. They create artificial life. People still in a struggle and strife. These times, who is the enemy? I'm not like that style, my friend. Don't push my back against the wall, or I'll make your empire fall. Can't believe you really didn't know this. From foundation, man, I'm notorious. Don't push my back against the wall, or I'll make your empire fall. Oh, you think life is a go flourish? Every day you choose to ignore it. These times things get critical. These times more than the physical. These times they test your spiritual. Let them treat you like just a criminal. They create artificial life. Every day you choose to ignore it. You choose to ignore it. You choose to ignore it. I say you choose to ignore it. In these times, you have to be careful. In these times, open up your eyes. See what they're using. Quantum physics and AI. They create artificial life. Every day you choose to ignore it. You choose to ignore it. You choose to ignore it. I say you choose to ignore it. What you sow is what you reap. You can't plant war and reap peace. Hear me now, for as the bird by wandering, as the swallow by flying, so the curse causeless shall not come. And if my words could pass away, heaven and earth would surely fade. But the curse causeless shall not come. What you sow is what you reap. Give war and reap peace. What we know is what he revealed. And the fear of the Lord is clean. Hear me now. Hear me now. The swallow by